Hi, we're gonna make Filipino egg rolls the way I make them. So we get a pound and a half of ground pork. That's what we have in here. We have about a pound, less than a pound of shrimp. It's already cooked. And we have water chestnuts as my secret ingredient to make it. I do not put raisins in it because I personally don't like raisins in my egg rolls, so that's why these are the three main ingredients. Okay, I'm gonna crack an egg because the egg is what we're gonna use to mix all the ingredients together. So the egg is already in there. I am now going to chop up the shrimp into smaller pieces.
No, wait, sorry, go.
So I've already sliced some of the chestnuts. And I'm just going to cut them into smaller pieces. I could cheat and use a slicing machine, but this way the non-consistency will make it crunchier when you eat the egg rolls. I've added shrimp and water chestnuts. Remember, I already put an egg in there. I'm just going to add pepper, not a lot, and salt, also not a lot, just to give it some flavoring. Okay, now comes the squidgy part. Now you have to mix it all together. That's what the egg, and you saw me get it in before. See, you can see some of the egg right there. I'm just going to stick it all together. The chunks are not very small, they're like this, just so that you can taste the water chestnuts. And also the shrimp is enough, you know, it's not tiny, they're around this size. Okay, and now we're ready to roll them. Now we're ready to roll the egg rolls. We need an egg, possibly may need more by the time we're through rolling all the egg rolls. Throw away. So now these particular types there are different egg roll wrappers. Okay, you don't want to get the one that says spring roll. That's like white and paper thin. You want this kind, the way this looks, beige. Okay, this is the consistency you want, just because the way you wrap it, and that's just the way it is. So you get a clump, basically. I like to make mine a little bit thinner and not so fat. When you roll, just do it kind of like in a cylinder shape. Don't put it all the way to the edge, just a little bit, half an inch or something. You're gonna roll it over, and then you're going to, the edge that you had here, roll it under, see? So that it is covered, what you got. And you put it back a little bit so that it is tight, okay? Now, what you're going to do is get the egg white, put it around here on the edges. Some people use water, but the water may not make it stick. So, and then you just continue rolling. Okay. Smooth it down here. If you want, you can get another layer of egg white here to make sure it doesn't break when you fry it. And then what you do is squeeze it down at the ends, or else if you want to do it this side, squeeze it down here. And you use the tin of a fork, press it down so the sides do not open. Now if you have a crimping machine, you could do it that way also to crimp it, but I like the design the fork makes. Just press it down and you've made one egg roll. And you can serve it like this, or you can cut it in half and serve it. Now this is a little bit too big for what I like, so I'm gonna try do another size. But some people like this size, so it depends. When people hire me, I ask them what type of, how thin or thick they want it. So now we're gonna do another one. We're gonna make it a little bit thinner. Now I know from here this is gonna be way too thick, so probably more than half of this is gonna go back into the pot there. So see, like this, make a little bit thinner. See, this is more like if you're doing a meal. This is more, this size will be if you're doing a cocktail or appetizer for lots of people. You just can't really have them all eating that big a size. Okay, now for this one, again, you do the sides, all the sides. And again, you leave the edge here, roll it over, make it thin. Now if you notice that this is gonna be thinner, just even by looking at it. This is thinner. This is the way I like it. But like I said, other people like it that size. Okay. And then just keep rolling. Okay. Squeeze it down at the end. See, sometimes there'll be some meat coming out. You just push it back in, squeeze it in, squeeze it. Remember to seal it in. At this point, if you don't want to use egg, you can use water on this seam if you want. You put water there and it will hold it. And again, use the tins of the tines of the fork to seal it in. And you'll continue doing this. See the difference in size?
Okay, that's it.
Okay. So you should get the oil hot enough. You can either do it in a frying pan or in a deep fryer. Okay, so the oil is hot enough. Go ahead and we put it inside to fry. Because the meat isn't cooked, you have to make sure it is cooked all the way. It's going to start turning brown. You notice the top side is already turning brown, which means the bottom side is brown. So you turn it over, be nice golden brown like this. Remember, the pork is raw, so you want to make sure both sides are brown color like this. Make sure the pork is cooked, especially pork. They stick together. They just use the tongs to tear them apart. If you'll notice that because when I rolled the egg rolls, I put the egg or water on the seam, they haven't broken apart. So both sides, you can tell, are nice and brown. So I'm going to take them out, put them on this plate with paper towel to get the grease. When you try to put it on its sides, you try to get as much grease off before you put it on. So these are the egg rolls. Because you can serve them long like this, or you can cut them in half. And then you serve them with a spring roll sauce or sweet and sour sauce. That's it.